Old man pants, it's the new thing.
What?
Pulling your pants up way too high. It's the cool new thing all the kids are doing.
Is that right?
Yeah.
24K Nugget. 55 Corporal Punishment.
Right.
56 Michael
Why not?
Jensen.
Sure. Squadzilla can pretty much do whatever he wants, right?
Whatever he wants.
Here's
No rules
Johnny.
for that man.
And number 8, Hunter.
So men's derby very much come a long way since they hosted that first ever men's tournament. I'm happy to say now a very competitive MRDA championships down to the wire last year. Great tournament. Also that it was 5 minutes away from my house didn't hurt, depending on the lights. But I'm looking forward to see this action. I have not seen Arizona since last year at the Big O. So, but they do have some strong jamming, some strong blocking. I'm looking forward to saying "eat the poo-poo" a lot.
Yeah, these teams are ranked number 4 and number 9. Puget Sound being number 4, of course. I did look up their score from Big O last year. It was 87 to 247 in favor of Puget Sound. So we can see how far Arizona's come in the last year.
It'll be a very good measuring stick, yeah. Got some just amazing talent on both of these teams. You're going to see physics get violated in this bout. I mean that in a good way, of course. Just the destruction of physics.
Sure.
So once again, we are at the Big O. Salem, Oregon. I'd like to thank Blaze Streaming Media for helping us with this stream. This is not their fault. They do amazing work, and most tournaments nowadays are going back to one track, just having a single track. Big O keeps expanding right now on 3 tracks. Blaze manages to cover them all, get them streamed out. They just do amazing work with not a lot to work with.
Right.
But they do very well, and I'd like to thank them. We could not do this without them. That's Blaze Streaming Media. Also, if you'd like to want to join in through social media, hashtag BigO2015 to tag the event, and make sure to include a picture of your cat.
When I'm vying for CapEx, they actually have a hashtag for the Big O cats and Big O dogs.
Oh, excuse me.
Hashtag Big O cats, hashtag Big O dogs.
Yeah.
Did you think this whole time I've been just trying to like
No,
shill for
I knew
CapEx?
it was a real thing.
It's a.
All right, looks like we're going to have Eat the Poo Poo up to jam first for Arizona. And looks like Quadzilla UK all the way in the back for Outcast. All right, Quadzilla LK getting stuck at the back between bombs on your moms. Shoots by lead jammer.
Eat the Boobo was nearly through the pack first, got knocked hard to the outside. Has made it through on his initial pass, while Quadzilla is coming up on his first scoring pass in the back of the pack.
Gets knocked out of bounds, going to come back in, pick up as many as he can get. Looks like only one, so 1-0 run for Puget Sound Outcast Derby.
Like
1-0 and a pretty large crowd here at the Big O. Looks like Sidelicious for Arizona. And that's gotta be that is number 100 Scott Slamilton jamming So Scott Slamilton out of the pack just after. And, oh, a nice hit. And looks like Sidelicious going to call that one off before any points can be scored. So 0-0. Puget will remain with the only point in the game so far as time ticks on by.
There's still 1 hour going on to the third jam.
36 teams here this weekend.
Yeah.
A lot.
All of the Derby.
All the Derby. Corporal Punishment putting the star upon Nars for Outcast. Yeah, it's like number 9, Kamakanji for Arizona.
Kamakanji is through first in his lead jammer for Arizona.
Both Michael Jensen and Dylan Botts out of play at the front of the pack on that. That's why they didn't count as a cut the track. Dylan Botts with a great hit, and he's going to run back. And a no pass, no penalty, because Dylan Botts fell down and became no. So with that, Arizona will take the lead. Corporal Punishment now trying to make it out of the pack, and does. He does not pick up any points, and another 4 points for Arizona. They're going to have the 8-1 lead now as we get just to the 3-minute mark in the first period. Hollywood Chuck Hendrick up to jam 24-7 up against Eat the Poo Poo. Arizona in orange, Puget in blue. Eat the Poo Poo taking a hit from Corey Payne. Corey Payne dragging him back, does not get the cut. And Eat the Poo Poo just getting around Nugget. Both jammers out of the pack.
Yep. About a quarter of the way back on the track behind him is Puget's jammer. They both are approaching in their first scoring pass. Eat the Poo Poo is going to call it off right into the pack, picking up only 1 point. No points picked up by Puget, of course, putting us 1-9.
So Arizona coming out strong here early in this game, picking up that 1 more now with the 8-point lead. 4 minutes in. It's like Corey Payne lining up against Sidelicious. Seattle goes old school, takes the pivot line. Sidelicious trying to get through. Dylan Botts with a great check to the inside. Sidelicious goes down like a sack of turnips, popped right back up. And Corey Payne going down on his knees, doing his squats, lead jammer.
Getting through almost for Quadzetta. Smashes into him one more time. 5 points picked up by Scott Slamilton for Puget Sound.
Now Sidelicious out of the pack on finished his initial pass. Not hustling very much though to get back to the pack. I think that hit may have jarred something loose on him.
Yeah.
But the pack moving at a pretty good clip right now. Scott Slamilton coming through with a spinorama, picking up his first and another turnaround. He's going to pick up all 4 points and call off the jam. So now with that, Outcast takes the lead 10-9. Not a lot of scoring here, Sleazer.
Not so far. I thought I just saw, never mind. I thought I just saw the jammer ref do something and I was waiting for the scoreboard to change. I'll just be over here.
Yeah, okay, no problem. And thanks you for watching WFTDA.tv. As we've got Corporal Punishment out there against Kamakanji. Those are the ones with the stars upon Mars.
Kamakanji getting recycled way back on the track.
Corporal Punishment trying to make it around Fuzzy Navel, but gets knocked down.
Kamakanji's got lead jammer status for Arizona Rattleskates.
Corporal Punishment still trying to work his way through the pack. Takes a big hit there, goes down in turn 4.
Kamakanji doing a little spin move, picking up 5 points for Arizona.
And another 5 points puts Arizona back in the lead. Taking off the star cover, Corporal Punishment, and then putting it back on once he exits the pack. Did finally get through his initial pass now. And a back block called there at the end, I believe on Michael Jensen's from the amount of arguing he was doing. And another 2 points. See who actually goes to the sin bin. Looks like Billy Motion sitting in the sin bin right now. So Arizona up by 6, Puget with 10. A low scoring game to start this one off. Very heavy defense.
Hollywood, Chuck Hendrick out there for Puget up against Eat the Poo Poo for Arizona.
Penalty is already called. Trying to make it around, and Hollywood, Chuck Murray, lead jammer. Or Chuck Hendrick if you want to use his real name and be all like that.
Sorry.
But I don't, because it says Hollywood right here. Eat the Poo Poo now out of the pack also, but Hollywood with just 2 more to beat, trying to make it around Motorhead. Motorhead gets hung up, and Hendrick gets through. And that's going to be all 5 points.
Eat the Poo Poo just has to get past one last blocker, and he does, and he picks up 4 more points for Arizona.
Looks like Nugget's going to pick up the out-of-play call on that. Hollywood hit out of bounds. Oh my, Garza and Garter's a huge hit by Billy Motion. But another 4 points for Hollywood. Eat the Poo Poo though hot on his heels with 4 points. So all that talk about defense out the window now as both these jammers going through the pack full speed. Eat the Poo Poo knocked out there by Dylan Botts. Dylan Botts though goes down, so he becomes no. Eat the Poo Poo finds the open lane, and that'll be 4 points apiece. Huge jam for both those jammers.
Bringing us up 23-28. About 20 minutes left in this half. Arizona was starting off really, really strong, but it looks like it's coming a bit closer, like I imagined in the beginning. You're gonna have a team timeout for Puget.
Randy King gonna go ahead and call that off. Figure out what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and make some adjustments. I think Arizona catching them a little bit off guard here early in this game.
Since we've got a timeout, I'd like to mention that LTD is the best way to connect.
I think the veteran Billy Motion putting some great hits out there in the last couple jams.
Is the best way to connect.
Definitely what people pays the money to see. I'd like to thank Blood and Thunder. Life's better on roller skates. bloodandthundermag.com. Also, you don't want to throw your skates in with your stuff, do you? Because, I mean, I did that. My skates don't work. They're all rotten. They go away. You need to get Bruised Skate Noose, the original over-the-shoulder roller skate holder. Bruised Skate Noose. All right, looks like we're back. Bombs on your mom's jamming for the first time, but he's not going to get out of the pack. Who is that?
Scott Slamilton up there for Puget Sound Outcast. Got lead jammer status, and he's zipping along, coming through on his first scoring pass. He's going to be taken out to the outside by Fuzzy Nate. Oops, sorry, I lied. That's Billy Motion.
Yeah, Billy Motion doing a great job, but he's going to get a penalty on that one. I didn't see what the call was. You just saw him get whizzed off. Scott Simon knocked to the inside again, and no pass, no penalty, so he's going to pick up 4 points. Nugget and Ryrod at the front of the pack can't hold him off. And there's a mistake. Oops. Lead jammer. Oh, I thought that already belonged to Scott Slamilton. Oops.
Oops. All right.
So let's see if we get a penalty as a result of that. Which probably shouldn't, as he was signaled lead jammer, so he called it off.
Right.
And now that we have an official timeout.
And here's the official timeout to follow that up.
Everyone loves smiles.
We all love to boo the referees, of course, but mistakes like that do happen. It's a big tournament. It's out of the way early. We won't have that happen again, I'm sure.
No, never.
Plus, he now owes all his referees a round of drinks at the after party. At least that was my rule. So.
It's not that easy anymore.
No. Puget 30, Arizona 28. Referees are talking about it. This was not an official review, just simply an official timeout. I believe Dell from Hal. Nope, he's not talking to him. He's just standing on the outside.
Just hanging out.
Just being Dell.
Yeah.
He's good at it.
We're about finished with this official timeout.
Okay, I don't see anybody going to the penalty box aside from both of our pivots, Quadzilla LK and Billy Motion.
Out on line for Arizona is Kamakanji.
And I believe that is, yes, Corey Payne out there jamming for Outcast Derby. Great defense at the front, but can't hold him. Lead jammer, Puget Sound Outcast. Oh, Kamakanji just can't hold that line.
He's trying so hard. He gets recycled back to the back. Puget a bit spread out so they can take him back further. Quadzilla not interested in him coming back in. Is going to recycle him back one more time.
Thunderstruck bridging there as Corey Payne comes back into the pack again. Billy Motion with a nice hit there. A nice head juke, but does not fake fuzzy navel. That's all 5 points for Corey Payne and Puget Sound Outcast Derby.
Kamakanji is just having so much trouble getting through this pack. Oh, he finally gets through on the outside, only to get a track cut.
He's not happy about that call at all.
He got in also in an insubordination, perhaps for expressing his feelings.
His displeasure on that call.
Could be.
I'm going to guess he got hit and put his foot down so that it was going on either side of the line with the wheels. Didn't realize that his foot had crossed over, so thought he had clear mention through it. Because that can happen. So he's going to go sit in the box for a full minute. Old time penalties.
Yes.
Like Coach used to get. So now I believe we've got a team timeout being taken.
After we end this Arizona team timeout.
No, it's just a timeout. I saw him when he was going to the box. He was signaling for an official review, and I thought that they might take that chance. But looks like just a team timeout for Arizona.
Team timeout. I believe their coaches were watching the action and said, "No, we're not going to use our review on that. It's okay."
It's very different being on the track than being outside the track. What you think your body is doing is not necessarily what it's doing.
This team timeout brought to you by LTD. Don't chauffeur your kids around all summer. Buy the LTD One Pass for $50 at Williamette facility or at LTD Eugene Station. So this really only works if you're in this county watching it on TV. Your kids will have access to Williamette facilities and unlimited rides on all LTD all summer long. They even get discounts at EM's Games and Amazon Pool. LTD One Pass. Get one today. Or if you're planning on coming out to visit beautiful Eugene.
Has got the power jam option. He is looking at a solid 4 wall of orange with just a couple.
Starting off with the power jam for Puget.
That's going to be Dylan Botts with lead jammer. Dylan Botts just amazing on his skates. The entire Botts family amazing on skates, really. Able to hop, skip, and a jump for 5 big points.
Another blocker's back on the track.
Quadzilla comes back onto the track, giving 3 blockers to Puget Sound, so now we're at 3-on-3. This Bots gets through with another 5 points.
Nugget headed off to the penalty box for a low block, I believe. Thunderstruck having to tie his skate. Dylan Bots comes in. Billy Motion runs out of room, and that's going to be another 5 points. Puget running up a lead here at the halfway point of the first period.
Solid 3 while up front, just waiting for Bots to come hit it.
And Power Jam comes to the end as Kamakanji comes out of the box.
Billy Motion going back in. Able to just hold that outside lane, picking up another 4. Huge jam so far for Dylan Bots. Oh, did manage to catch him, JB the rock star, and knocked him down, but that's going to be a forearm. Dylan Bott's going to call that jam off, picking up an additional 4 points. Huge jam.
Yeah, that was borderline ridiculous, dude.
28 points scored on that by Dylan. Dylan Bott's just an animal on his skates. So we're 16-10 or so on the clock, 72-28. Puget opening up a big old can of whoop on that. Corporal punishment out to jam now. Lead jammer, outcast, eat the poo-poo, knocked to the outside. And again, drug way back. Great juke by the original referee for Rat City, corporal punishment.
Who's trying to work his way past Puget Sound. He's having quite a bit of trouble doing so. It's like every time he gets a little bit ahead, the pack moves away from him. In the meantime, 5 more points put on the board for Puget Sound.
Ryrod now holding up. Eat the poo-poo, big hit by Hunter. Knocks Eat the poo-poo to the inside. Still trying his initial pass. Corporal punishment finally getting recycled. And Ryrod can't stop him. Eat the poo-poo finally out on a scoring pass. Motorhead says, remember me now, knocking him down. Billy Motion looking to try and get a hit. The corporal punishment gets right in behind him, so he can't take one.
Jam is called off. 2 points picked up by Puget on the last pass. Nothing picked up by Arizona. Versus up 84-32 with about 14.5 minutes left in this half.
All right, so Arizona did come out very strong on this, but now being a big hole early. Halfway point, they're going to have to come up with another plan, try and contain these Puget Jammers. Corporal punishment running wild over them.
Scott Slamilton out there for Puget. Going to be against Bombs on Your Moms for Arizona, but Scott has lead jammer status.
He's flying around. Bombs on Your Moms takes a hit from Quadzilla and goes down at turn 4. And again, the long drag back. Scott Slamilton, though, picks up the forearm. Used that forearm to absorb all that impact, I think, and also pushed off, allowed him to get around. So he's going to go sit down and feel shame for 30 seconds. I don't know if shame's the right word.
It's probably not.
No. I know, Scott. He doesn't feel much shame.
This is derby. There's no shame.
Quadzilla trying to pick up. So sitting in Bombs on Your Mom's left hand is the jammer cover.
Okay.
He was looking to pass it off, but now he's just holding on to it because Outcast also saw that and said nope. And again says nope. Dylan Bots, Quadzilla, and Hunter at the back of the pack.
So they've run down the power jam Arizona had by just keeping back the jammer from passing the star.
Oh, juked him out of his skates. Scott Slamilton with the spinorama. Oh, and a hit that finally worked that time, but a no pass, no penalty on it. As the blocker went down, Scott Slamilton, though, it touched his toe out of bounds while taking that final pass. So Arizona now another power jam, and Bombs on Your Moms is going to pick up the big 5 points. Bombs on Your Moms looking again to pass it off. And time comes to an end, just not able to get through. Could not get that to Fuzzy Navel.
It's the thought that counts.
It really is. I'd like to thank Rattleskates. Rattleskates, unmatched quality, unmatched performance. So Scott Slamilton looking on from the sin bin. Second penalty he picked up in that jam, so he'll be in the next one. Dylan Botts, though, out there wearing the stripe, so watch for a potential handoff. And that looks like, yes, it is Sidelicious jamming on a power jam.
Tries to spin away from Puget's blockers, does not do so necessarily successfully.
Dylan Botts declared out of play, so he's able to get through. Scott Slamilton already out of the penalty box and back on the track, and so far Arizona no luck. Dylan Botts not quite able to poke off the hit. Scott Slamilton cuts to the center so fast, lead jammer. Just such a fast skater.
He really is. Sidelicious getting knocked to the inside and recycled about quarter of the way back on the track from the actual pack. 5 more points picked up by Scott for Puget Sound.
Did take a hit, but spun right out of it, kept on going, and the blocker fell down. Big hit there, as we've seen a helmet pass, Benny. Now in one-man Wolfpack's hand. Dylan Botts getting hit into him from the outside. And there's some good sportsmanship right there. Kind of thing you like to see. All right, now we're seeing the coach of the Outcast, Raven Seward, come in and have a few words with our head referee. I think it was about that contact to the back of Dylan Botts over there in turn 1.
Team timeout being called by Arizona.
We would like to thank again Bladestream Media. Bladestream Media putting on this media stuff where we're talking and you're listening.
This video business.
Yeah, or you probably turned us down and started listening to music while watching the game, which I totally understand. But Arizona in a big hole. Puget just broke the century mark. We have 40 minutes left in this game. So Arizona's going to need to try and figure out how to get their jammer through. Right now, the Puget defense just suffocating.
Right. It's not impossible to come back at this point. They've just got to affect their strategy as such to stop being bridged forever back behind the pack.
Yeah, try and find where the... because a number of times they've also gotten the out-of-play warning, and still the Arizona jammer has come in behind them.
Right.
So that could shave off a few seconds here and there. And it's the little things. The little things really do add up.
Yeah.
Outcast came out a little slow, but now firing on all cylinders. Wadzilla LK out there to jam. I believe that's Eat the Poo Poo also jamming with him.
Sure enough. Looks like Eat the Poo Poo. Oh, no, it's Quadzilla going to take the inside, finds a hole in his lead jammer for Puget Sound.
But Eat the Poo Poo did manage to get out of the pack, went wide and had to duck inside there at the last second.
Yeah.
So now both jammers closing in on the pack. A big leap, but did not quite make it. On the outside, a big hit by Corey Payne knocks Eat the Poo Poo almost into the Outcast bench. He gets recycled, and then Corporal Punishment falls down on top of Eat the Poo Poo. Does give him a little pat on the back to say, oops, sorry about that. Clockwise block on 2468. That's Dylan Botts. And he gets the extra minute on top of it. I'm sorry, extra 30 seconds.
Full minute for both of them.
He gets an old school penalty. The Poo-Poo trying to get through at the front. Oh, and a spinorama he does. That's going to put 4 points up in the air for Arizona.
Quadzilla coming through on the wide outside, picking up 5 more points for Puget right as Eat the Poo-Poo comes into the pack.
Eat the Poo-Poo does get 2 points, though. So Arizona going to have to do a little bit more than that, but they did get some points on. They had some successes, and I think they can take those successes, keep building on them, and try and get themselves back in this. We'd like to thank Recyco. Thanks largely to Recyco, a.k.a. Carolyn Stain. The Big O is a certified environmentally and socially responsible event. Hollywood picking up the forearm call to start this off, so a power jam for Arizona.
Kamakanji out there is lead jammer. So Puget's got one blocker in the box. Let's see if that yields any advantage to Kamikaze on this power jam. He does get through, picking up 5 points with little resistance.
So Arizona doing a great job since that timeout at scoring points. You know, even if you have to rely on the power jam, it can't hurt. Thunderstruck with a nice hit. Oh, and it does knock him out.
Puget was thinking of bridging back to keep Arizona's jammer getting any points, but Arizona luckily had their wall up already to stop that bridge from happening.
And Thunderstruck got a cutting the track, so that's where some of the bridge goes. But another 5 points, 10-point jam for Kamakanji.
Nice.
And 0 points for Outcast. So Arizona making a move. Bombs on your mom's coming in and having some words with the referees. As captain of Arizona, he is more than welcome to do that.
I mean, Scott Rocket out there for the first time in this game for Arizona against Scott Slamilton from Puget.
The battle of the Scots. Scott Rocket getting held up by Corey Payne. Vito with a big hit on him too. Vito Ramon putting the shoulder into him and knocking him down. Vito goes down also, but that opens up enough a lane on the inside for Scott Slamilton, takes lead jammer.
Scott Rocket is really taking him beating up there, but he finally gets through. Oh,
except for
that track, guys.
Setting his foot down on the inside of the track. Yeah, cue the sound trombone on that one. Scott Slamilton, patient at the very back of the pack, waits for his lane to appear, tries to go inside to outside, goes back to the middle, spinorama, 5 points. Scott Slamilton just so fluid out there on the track.
Being knocked around a little bit by JB the Rockstar, but getting through pretty cleanly. 5 more points on the board for Puget Sound Outcast. Looks like the power jam is about to come to an end.
Demolition Herbie held in the back as the GOAT briefly, finally able to fight his way through.
Forced his way to the inside. Scott decides to call it off.
And Scott's just going to call that one off, picking up another 4 points. 129-53, 5 minutes left in the first half. Like we think Wild Duck Cafe. If you're ever in Eugene, look for Wild Duck Cafe. Turns out they have open mic night for stand-up comics on Thursdays.
Eat the Poo-Poo out there for Arizona. Corporal punishment for Puget. Both of them being recycled back to the back. Having to come up through. Eat the Poo-Poo is going to get hung up on behind Rod. Corporal punishment nearly through and through on as lead jammer for Puget Sound.
And now almost the entire team at the back of the pack as Corporal Punishment comes through. Now has 3 warning all of them. Ita Pupu with taking a big hit from Hollywood.
Pretty substantial recycling to the back for Ita Pupu again. Just looking a little bit winded from recycling too much. In the meantime, 5 more points put on the board for Puget Sound.
Corporal Punishment just eating points up like a berserk Pac-Man. Making it through, picking another 5 points up. Ita Pupu just stymied back there. Corporal Punishment gets hit out of bounds. I think he liked that hit, though. It kind of made him smile. So he comes back in, looks for an opportunity. So patient, the jammers for the Outcast. Wait for their opportunities, aren't trying to force anything at this point. They have the lead. They just have to keep doing what they're doing.
Every time it looks like Ita Pupu is almost out of the pack, he gets knocked out to the outside, knocked out to the inside, and recycled on back. See.
And this time now Quadzilla and Michael Jensen both, Dylan Botts, excuse me, both in the penalty box. So only 2 blockers on the track for the Outcast. I like what he did there, just held off, calling off the jam till he was coming up, earn a couple of seconds off. Now we're at about 2.5 minutes left in the first period.
150 to 53, 2.5 minutes in the first period.
A 97-point lead for the Outcasts right now.
Scott Rocket on the jammer line again.
So Scott Rocket up to jam yet again, and I believe that is Scott Slamilton, so Battle of the Scats Part 2. But a 4-2 pack advantage for Arizona. And it doesn't help the Scott Slamilton lead jammer. Dylan Botts and Quadzilla standing in the penalty box looking on. Huge hit by Nugget, followed by a huge hit by Thunderstruck.
Pushing him to the outside, making him recycle.
Oh, and a forearm called on Scott Slamilton. He just got the message, so he's going to head off to the sin bin, meaning a power jam for Scott Rocket, who immediately goes down from a hit from Nugget. Thunderstruck with a nice hit. Nugget with another nice hit. And again, the Puget Sound defense on lockdown.
JB the Rockstar trying to help his jammer get through. His jammer's going to get knocked out and recycled back. They're going to bridge all the way back here. Trying to burn down the 30 seconds of this power jam so Scott Slamilton can come back in.
Scott Slamilton already standing in the sin bin. And here he comes back out along with Fuzzy Navel and Dylan Botts. Just as Thunderstruck heads off to the sin bin. And finally through his initial pass. A minute and 35 into this jam. Scott Rocket now back in the back of the pack.
Some nice defensive jamming work by Slamilton as both Scott
Slamilton being recycled back as Rocket is trying his best to get past Dylan Botts. That is the natural conclusion of the jam. 3 points picked up by Arizona, 5 points picked up by Puget on that last pass. It's going to put us up 160 to 56. And that appears to be half.
All right, so yep, no one took a timeout, so we are going to halftime. Puget Sound 159, 56 for Arizona. But you know, we're seeing some good action out there. I think we're seeing things. I talked to Thunderstruck the other day and was about this game. He felt that the Outcasts were more in sync as a team than they have ever been. They've been practicing a lot recently, getting ready for this tournament, and feel really good. And I think it shows because they are firing on all cylinders, definitely doing a lot of good work out there. Arizona got a lot of work to do in the second half.
It's true.
But if they can stop the bleeding and they can, I think there's a few things you can learn from going into this second half. They can come out and at least put on a good show, put out a good effort for their next bout that they have. So we'll be back. Let's pay some bills. Delicious, not sidelicious. Oh, okay. That's good to know.
We were angrily handed that.
I think I knew that once upon a time.
Hollywood's shirt says Cedric, by the way.
Hi, welcome back, everybody.
Oh, me?
So we are just under a minute left till we get to the second half. Yes, Hollywood's helmet.
I didn't realize we were live.
Someday, the things on the back of their jerseys are going to line up with what we're told to call them.
Maybe.
And it will be beautiful.
Ah.
And of all the things I have to worry about, that's not really on the list. So
Nah.
right now, Puget, a lot. Arizona, not so much. As we get ready for the second half here. With some great action, some great things happening on and off the track here. Again, would like to thank Blaze Streaming Media. Also, if you want to get involved in the live tweets, at ECRG _ the Big O. Also, hashtag Big O Cats, hashtag Big O Dogs. We love to see pictures of your cats and dogs, so because I know Pete is probably home watching right now with complete disinterest, as Pete is known to do.
Right.
Pete is my cat. Scott Slamilton out there to jam for the Outcast, up against Eat the Poo Poo.
For our first jam this second half.
Scott Slamilton not having much luck on the outside. Oh, inside, outside, a no pass, no penalty, so not lead jammer, but first jammer out of the pack, Scott Slamilton. Hollywood almost getting introduced to Del from Hell. I can't think of a polite way to say that, so you saw it, it was on the screen.
Fact.
Witipupu recycled. Waits for the out of play to be declared around Hunter, and a spinorama as he almost goes to the outside. Oh, and a big hit from Thunderstruck.
It's another recycle back to the back. Lead is still open for Itapupu if he can get out of the pack. Scott Slamilton, in the meantime, pushing his way through Arizona's final blockers. Can stay in bounds, and he's got it, and that is 5 more points for Puget Sound.
Looked like he lowered his shoulder. Oh, and a great jumping apex for Eat the Poo Poo. Finally gets lead jammer and calls off the jam, stopping the damage. Like to thank Ninkasi Brewing, the official beer of the Emerald City Roller Girls. So thirsty. So terribly thirsty.
Quadzilla out there for Puget. Going to be against Kamakanji from Arizona.
Kamakanji trying to get around corporal punishment, and Michael Jensen. Lead jammer not awarded, so it is awarded to Quadzilla, who immediately calls off the jam. And then that finally gets to the rest of the pack. So jam called. Quadzilla asking for a illegal procedure penalty on that. I'm not sure exactly why. Looks like Dylan Botts, lead jammer, managed to fight his way through as Eat the Poo Poo to the outside, but a no pass, no penalty. Spirals off Chuck Hedrick. Chuck Hedrick, though, out of play, so Eat the Poo Poo free and clear of the pack. 4 points for Dylan Bott's already up on the board, though, as Eat the Poo Poo just starts to get to the pack. Vito Ramon with a nice hit there. Another hit on Vito Ramon, but he spins out of it. Michael Jensen with a nice hit as Dylan Botts goes through on 1 foot. A no pass, no penalty, but still picking up 5 big points.
Eat the Poo Poo still not out of the pack on his scoring pass.
And picks up the cut the track. So not what Arizona needed, already in a giant hole with a long road to hoe. Dylan Botts is going to call that off just as Eat the Poo Poo sits down in the penalties seat, which of course starts the time.
3 points awarded to Arizona, nothing on that last pass for Puget, bringing us up 173 to 59.
What did you say the score was for the last time they played here at the Big O?
87 to 247.
Right, all right. So we'll find out if they beat the point spread. So full complement of blockers on the floor to start this one off. Scott Slamilton trying to weave his way through, but Billy Motion with some great blocks, backed up by Fuzzy Navel and Motorhead. But a clockwise on Billy Motion, that's going to pop free Scott Slamilton. Exchanging some pleasantries as they skate around the track.
This power jam is coming to an end as Eat the Poo Poo is back on the track, but Puget is ready for him.
Nugget with a nice hit, but Nugget goes down. Eat the Poo Poo stays on his feet. Such a strong skater. Thunderstruck and a spinorama around Nugget. That's not even fair. Scott Slamilton ducking under the hit, picking up 4 points and calls off the jam. Like I was saying, Sleazer, Puget really feeling confident right now, looking forward to their game with Bridgetown. I think they want to try and send a message with this game to Bridgetown. After all, that was one of the best bouts we had at men's championships last year. And right before that, the two had played up in Seattle to a 1-point game. So I'm looking forward to that one. Corporal punishment, lead jammer making it look easy. I believe that's Kamkaji puck to the outside. Ryrod running him way back. Michael Jensen heading off to the penalty box. 5 more points in the air for number 55, Corporal punishment.
Kamakanji out of the pack on his initial pass and coming along at a pretty steady clip. Enters the pack on his first scoring pass, but it's called off. 3 points picked up by each team.
You get 3 points, and you get 3 points. I'd like to thank Sin City Skates. Sin City Skates, where customer service is the name of our game. Check them out at sincityskates.com. So Quadzilla up to start for the Outcast.
That's Motorhead out there for Arizona. In the meantime, Quadzilla is lead jammer for Puget Sound Outcast.
Motorhead first time on the jam line today, or at least in this bout. And already 5 points for Quadzilla. Motorhead trying to get through. Corey Payne giving him all kinds of heck. Oh, just managed to fall out, and he'll be recycled yet again. Another 5 points for Quadzilla.
Motorhead shoves his way through the Puget wall, but is pursued by 2 of Puget's blockers. Can just get past. Last one, Michael Jensen.
Michael Jensen, though, did go out of bounds, so no cut call on that.
Motorhead knocked down and to the inside, trying to recover. Didn't quite do so in time. 3 more points picked up by Puget Sound. Nothing picked up by Arizona.
That's going to take Puget over the 200-point mark. Eat the Poo Poo lined up way back in turn 4. As he slowly skates forward to join the pack. Scott Slamilton out there for the Outcasts.
Take a picture.
Outcast gets piled up over one-man Wolfpack.
Like Scott, even though both jammers came out about the same time, is Scott Slamilton that is lead jammer. Eat the Poo Poo taking a fall to the outside.
Almost was able to eat the baby, but instead Eat the Poo Poo able to fly back out. Scott Slamilton's going to call that off, picking up 3 before Eat the Poo Poo can come back into the pack. Scott Slamilton just such an amazing force out there on his skates. Eat the Poo Poo, no slouch himself.
To these untricked guys.
So 207.62.
Dylan Botts out there for Puget Sound against Bombs on Your Moms from Arizona.
Good offensive block, but I think that was a back block by Vito Ramon. So he's going to go off to the sin bin. Vito Ramon, currently the all-star team coach for Rat City. And there's Dylan Botts, 2.468, lead jammer for the Outcast.
Bombs on Your Moms looks like he was trying to pass the panty, but is now being recycled back by Quadzilla. He's going to try to mow through and get to his pivot, who is Kamakanji.
And Dylan Botts through for 4 points. 5 points, there it is. All right, so it looks like the helmet pass has been completed. Kamakanji trying to get out of the pick, but knocked out of bounds by Quadzilla. Vito Ramon out of the sin bin already, directing traffic. Dylan Botts back in, vouches a shoulder hit, dodges another one, and a great offensive block by Corey Payne to open a hole to the inside. He's going to call it up another 5 points.
226 to 62. Oops, sorry, 227 to 62. We've got just over 19 minutes left in this game.
Outcast all damn day. 55. Corporal punishment up to jam against Eat the Poo Poo, 861. Both jammers piling up and a low block on corporal punishment. So this is now Eat the Poo Poo's power jam. Big block by Hollywood.
Jensen and Hollywood also going to the box. Eat the Poo Poo is through, but he is not lead.
No pass, no penalty on that. And an uber jam. Only 2 blockers on the floor. Eat the Poo Poo is going to make that look easy, getting around Ryrod, which that's not. 5 points put up in the air. And now only 1 blocker is here's Johnny goes off to the sin bin. I believe for pack destruction. That leaves just Ryrod and 5 more points for Eat the Poo Poo. Ryrod tries to hip check him, but he dances around it. 5 more points again. Purple punishment though now out of the power penalty box. Purple punishment wanted lead jammer on that, but he knew. And then that jam comes to an end. Here comes an official review from Raven Seward, coach of the Outcasts.
So that was a great scoring run there. 15 points by the Rattleskates, moving up to 77. Puget Sound has 227. An official review being covered.
All right, so we'll find out what this official review's about. Stay tuned, folks, on this channel. Coming up next, Bay Area versus Atlanta. That should be one heck of a bout.
But I am wondering if
I'm hoping. Following that is Victoria versus Texecutioners, which I know will be one heck of a bout.
Yeah.
A lot of great derby coming up this weekend.
Remember, you do get free rides on the LTE mass transit system when you show
Of course, at 6 o'clock, we also have Wheels of Justice versus the Liberty Bells. So there's no shortage of top-tier roller derby here at the Big O this year.
True that.
Some great juniors bouts coming up tomorrow and the next day. Great Murda bouts. WFTD action. If you want any kind of roller derby,
We got
well,
it.
I know some of you at home are screaming at your TVs or your computers that we don't have any any MAID, any bank track, any USARs. Wait till next year. Can't say anything, but wait till next year.
The other one being RollerCon, which has anniversary in Las Vegas.
But all kinds of derby, all kinds of action, and some great action.
Make sure you get your tickets either for the event or try to win them.
We'd like to thank KB Dreams. Thank you, KB Dreams.
Coaches and captains leading their case, the referees here on the infield. As I've mentioned before, this is an MRD-centric game. Outcasts are celebrating something.
All right, so it looks like the Outcast review has gone their way. Reagan Seward coming over, getting some high fives. Outcast bench cheering. And Eat the Poo Poo will sit down in the penalty box. I got a feeling, and this is just a hunch, in turn 3, it looked like he went out of bounds. So I'm going to guess a cutting the track penalty that did not get accessed. Because while the person who knocked him out went out of bounds, it looked to me from this angle, which is not the same angle as the referees, of course, that he passed a couple of his own teammates. So now a power jam.
Scott Slamilton with lead jammer status for Puget. All 4 of Arizona out there. Only 2 of Puget's blockers out there. Arizona's really working to keep him back. Scott Slamilton is very, very agile, though. Picks up 5 points on that pass.
Yeah, hip check from Godless Heathen just caused him to spin around. Now the wall holds strong to start, but a tiny little chink in the armor to the outside. Scott Slamilton takes full advantage, 5 more points.
Eat the Poo Poo is through the pack on his initial pass.
Scott Slamilton spinning, knocked to the outside, no pass, no penalty. And he's going to call off the jam, I think picking up 5 points again. Just need a button.
5 points, 5 points, 5 points.
Looks like on the Jam 9 for the first time now, Fuzzy Naval.
On the jammer line for Rattleskates, HT.
Dylan Botts out there for Puget.
I think this might be his first jamming time.
I do believe you were
Empty penalty box to start this one off. Oh, Fuzzy Naval takes a huge hip check from Hollywood. Corey Payne offensive blocking, and Dylan Botts with a spinometer that goes outside. Did earn lead jammer, though. Great work by Corey Payne knocking out JB the Rockstar that broke the bridge, and he was able to come back in without having to get recycled all the way to the back of the pack.
Botts coming up on the back of the pack, just kind of ducking down past all of Arizona's blockers, getting through another 5 points for Puget Sound.
Oh, Michael Jensen and Corey Payne teaming up on that hit, and Fuzzy Naval gets knocked almost into the penalty box and thinks about it really hard before getting back up and coming back onto the track. Looks like the gas tank is almost empty there for Fuzzy Naval.
Botts just ducks down to the inside again.
And that's going to be a forearm. And there may be some conversation about that one after this. So Dylan Bott's making it through. And he's going to call off the jam, picking up another 5 points. Huge jam. 14-point jam. Puget, a whole lot of points. Arizona, not quite as many. Like, you can see it. You're looking at a screen. I know you're out there.
Your math has to be better than mine.
I know your math is better than mine. I can only count to 5. I'd like to thank Left Turn Clothing. Uniforms that move with you, unlike those ones that get left behind on the track. So referees conferred official timeout. This has got to be about that hit by Fuzzy Navel.
So what did you see on this hit?
It looked to me like he came onto the track and just gave a two-handed shove to one of the outcasts. I believe Corey Payne. I could be wrong on that. Okay. Please send your angry letters somewhere. And so we'll see. Yeah, here comes the head referee, Duncan Disorderly, to have a few words with Fuzzy Navel. And it looks like, yes, indeed, Fuzzy Navel is going to be taking the star off and handing it to Scott Rocket. So Fuzzy Navel with a couple more words.
He's going to be handing off to Eat the Poo Poo.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Did he just get removed? Yes.
Yes, and that is expelled from the bout. An egregious forearm, they call it.
So it looks like
Fuzzy Navel will be hitting the after party early tonight. A little frustrated out there.
Looks like Eat the Poo Poo's in the
So
box.
Eat the Poo Poo will sit in the sin bin to start this one off.
For that firearm call before he got expelled.
Means extra paperwork for the officials at the end of the bout.
They love that stuff. It's all good.
True. That's what all the cheering is about here. All that extra paperwork. It has nothing to do with Quadzilla dancing.
Whoa.
I have no words.
I have words, but I'm not supposed to say them.
Right, there's that.
And just think what's going to happen at the after party.
Would you have wanted to see that move at the Hands Off Dance Off?
That moment of silence brought to you by Quadzilla.
It's true. It's true. Green Monster, his own skate brand. Check out Green Monster. So Quadzilla, of course, always good at keeping the crowd entertained while we have the exceedingly long timeouts.
Yep. It was just confirmed again that Fuzzy Navel's been expelled from this bout for the egregious forearm. That's all I got.
I do know that, so after the game, they will have the expulsion meeting. Referees and the coaches and captains will talk about whether or not they felt it was enough to warrant a suspension. While it was a pretty deliberate push, I can't see any paperwork involving an expulsion coming up. You would think the level would have to be just a little bit higher than that, which was born of pure frustration. Yes, was it good gameplay? No, but he's expelled from the game. So, but then again, I'm not a referee, and thank God for that.
Yeah, I said earlier this week, I really miss officiating. And I'm like, so hard. So super hard.
Yeah, I don't miss it at all. So it looks like right now our non-skating officials are finishing up some paperwork, making sure the penalty tracks match You can see Duncan Disorderly talking to our head NSO. And it looks like everybody's going back to their business now. And Dance Party. Dance Party 2, Electric Boogaloo.
All right, time to end the offbeat shenanigans and get back to the game.
Hey, check it out. Roller derby's going to happen again.
Oh, what?
Huh? What? Weird.
So we're going to have a power jam for Puget. You might remember that.
3-on-3. Godzilla gets a running start at it, but gets knocked to the outside, recycled almost all the way back to the apex where he started the jam. And Godzilla keeping his feet moving. Lead jammer, outcast. Oh, great hit by Corporal Punishment, but a no pass, no penalty for Eat the Poo Poo, and he gets out of the pack. Oh, a big hit there. Michael Jensen goes down. Eat the Poo Poo's going to get a low block on that. Michael Jensen slow to get up. Looks like that hit was made him a little sore, but staying out there. Why? Because he's tough as nails.
Right.
What kind of nails, you ask? I don't know how you answer that question. Another 4 points for Quadzilla as we get down to 13:15 on the clock. And so Eat the Poo Poo going to start this one in the sin bin yet again. This time it was his penalty, though, not surfing for somebody else.
Last time it wasn't his fault. He was just being a good friend.
The close-up look of Scott Slamilton and the shifty eyes thereof.
Ready to plow his way through Arizona's wall.
Really emotional, putting on some pretty good blocking, backed up there by one-man Wolfpack. Oh, big pile up, and here's Johnny, tumbles down, gets right back up. One-man Wolfpack drives Scott Slamilton to his knees, but he's back up, back through lead jammer Puget. Not bad penalty kill, though, because that took up almost the entire 30 seconds before he got out of the pack.
Eat the Poo Poo is through on his initial and is coming around for his first scoring pass as Scott Slamilton comes through on his first scoring pass, picking up 4 points for Puget.
Corey Payne knocking Eat the Poo Poo to the outside, now to the inside. Eat the Poo Poo with a great dodge, but can't dodge all the way around Thunderstruck. Only 3 points scored, a no pass, no penalty on Thunderstruck, I believe. I'd like to thank Bont. Bont boots, lighter, stronger, faster. Outskates the competition with the Bot, Hybrid, or Vapor. That's Hollywood Chuck Hedrick out there, jamming with lead jammer for the Outcasts. Jammer cap, who's got the jammer cap? That would be number 9, Kamakanji. He puts it on about half a lap away from the pack. And Hollywood's going to call that off after picking up 3, but does allow Arizona to get that 1 in there. Just under 11 minutes as time keeps on ticking.
Into the future.
Thank you. Thank you. Somebody had to say it.
Yeah. Yep.
Looks like Dylan Botts lined up with the star against Motorhead. Motorhead with a nice hit on Botts to start this one off. Now Michael Jansen holding him back. Corey Payne now holding him back.
Botts is through with lead jammer status for Puget. This Motorhead is tossed into the inside and recycled all the way back. By the time he is recycled back, Bots is entering the pack for his first scoring pass.
And Motorhead, oh, it is skating out of bounds on Bots. So now Motorhead out of the pack on a power jam. Wait, Motorhead, sorry. Power jam. That was a Lemmy, that wasn't a dump truck. Motorhead taking the star off and handing it over to Citylicious. Citylicious now trying to get his way through the pack. Hit out of bounds by Michael Jensen, though. And for some reason, going all the way back. And he's going to put the star on before he continues. Power jam comes to an end. Dylan Botts skating out of the box. And through the pack and getting 5 points.
Citylicious getting knocked down to the inside. Recycled back as far as possible. Meantime, 3 points put on by Bots this last pass. A couple of players he didn't.
Yeah, no pass, no penalties.
Yeah.
Bounces off of squeezing the juice and looks like Citylicious going off for a cutting the track. Eight and a half minutes left in this bout. Dylan Botts going to call that jam off. So the next up will be a power jam to start as Citylicious looks on from the sin bin, but a timeout taken by Arizona. Or at least signal originally to Arizona. I believe they'll fix that on the scoreboard. This will be, I think, Arizona's final timeout. So they will still have an official review to use. Yeah, Arizona's final timeout. So I'd like to thank this timeout brought to you by the original over-the-shoulder roller skate holder. Keep your skates aired out and show them off with Bruise Skate News. Bruise Skate News, a proud sponsor of the Big O. I'd like to thank the Emerald City Roller Girls for hosting this tournament. Also, congratulations on your first win at the tournament this year. Since they didn't get one last year, but they did a very nice job today under Northwest Arkansas.
Action is back on. It is a power jam for Puget, and then it's Scott Slamilton out there.
All four blockers on the track, though, for Arizona, and they're causing him a little bit of delay. Motorhead with a nice hit. Scott Slamilton, no picks up, lead jammer, and running out of room there with 7:07, JB the Rockstar. Reset. Puget sets a lot of defense, but does not work as Citylicious able to shoot through the pack.
Scott calls it off before Citylicious can make it in. 4 points picked up by Puget, nothing picked up by Arizona.
Sorry, momentarily perplexed by the DJs. I'd like to thank DJ Agent Mao for taking charge. Not currently spinning the wheels of steel.
Eat the poo-poo out there for Arizona.
Up against Corporal Punishment and picking up a cutting the track already on Eat the Poo-Poo. So Corporal Punishment finds that lane to the inside. Lead jammer Outcast. 6.5 minutes-ish left in this game. Oh, a huge hit by Billy Motion on Michael Jensen, but they're going to say that was a high block.
I would agree with that.
I would also agree with that call. I noticed Billy Motion and Michael Jensen trading a couple of words. Oh, and then a blatant fall down there by number 42, Godless Heathen, on top of Corporal Punishment. Corporal Punishment looking off to the box, calls off the jam. A little hate and discontent going on between these two teams right now, Sleazer.
Little bit.
There is no room at the end for bombs on your moms. We'll have to start this on the track, waiting in line.
Back on the track. 24/7 Hollywood, Chuck.
And the Rattleskates had a strong
Hollywood, Chuck Hendrick, lead jammer.
able to maneuver his way around them. He was out on lead jammer.
Hollywood coming up, weaving his way through the pack. Eat the Poo Poo still trying to get past the last line of Puget's defenses. He's slid to the outside. He's going to be recycled back as Chuck puts 5 more points on the board for Puget.
Hollywood, the KG veteran, knocked out of bounds there. One of the driving forces of men's derby, at least in the Pacific Northwest, Hollywood Chuck Hedrick. It was him and Haywood Jablomi actually put on the very first men's tournament with the help of the Dockyard Derby Dames.
Eat the Poo Poo still trying to get past. Just as I say that, it's recycled way back.
Nugget recycles him all the way, and Hollywood with another high five, grand slam. Penalty box now empty, and of course there's a whistle as soon as I say that.
Yeah, announcer's curse.
Rod headed off to the sin bin, and Hollywood making it through yet again. 5 more points.
5 more points. For Hollywood, taking the lead, going back around third quarters with his score down by the outside. Great defense there by 747.
A lot of defective action all over the track, and Hollywood just picking them up, putting them down. 5 more points again. Eat the Poo Poo, Corey Payne all tied up. Eat the Poo Poo trying to take his helmet cover off and hand it over to Bombs on Your Mom. Bombs on Your Mom, though, almost earned a penalty, grabbing it off the top of his head. Eat the Poo Poo just looks exhausted out there on his feet. That jam comes to an end, 3.5 minutes left in the game.
You know, I wonder if when I was born,
Hollywood bringing some cheers up from the crowd here today.
36 years, my baby.
A lot of Outcast shirts out there.
And say eat the Poo Poo 200 times in a microphone in front of strangers.
I'm sure she grew that.
So 323 to 85 right now. I believe they beat the point spread that we had assigned earlier.
Yes.
Not that we would ever gamble on roller derby. That would be wrong.
Number 9, Kamakanji out there for Arizona.
And I believe Billy Motion has just fouled out of the game.
Try not to stand in front of the vendors. They've got plenty of customers who would love to
747, so he's been a very effective blocker out there and had some huge hits. A lot of fun to watch, but while you got to break some eggs every once in a while, he is fouled out of the game.
Sure.
You only get those 7 trips. You might as well use them, right?
Right.
And the second most important thing of the weekend, a roller derby. There is Scott.
The big pile up, Scott Slamilton. Kamakanji out there also jamming. And Kamakanji in just to get hips around, lead jammer for Arizona. Scott Slamilton recycled all the way back. And making it all the way through, making it look easy.
4 points, good job.
Kamakanji sliding through on the inside, picking up 4 points before calling it off.
So 9 points on that. He gets congratulated by his coach on the way back to the bench. A great jam by Kamakanji on there. Arizona finding some life here at the end of this. We got just over 2 minutes left. Looks like Dylan Botts and Eat the Poo Poo.
Michael Jensen on the jammer line, laughing with Eat the Poo Poo.
An empty penalty box right now. We're 5-on-5.
What, you can say that there's no whistle automatically? What the heck?
I am not jinxed. Well, somebody's knee pad cap has just come off.
Looks like he got it.
Got it right back on.
Yep. One-man wolf pack. Quadzilla jumping the apex as a blocker.
Jumping the apex just to mean jumping the apex. That's what it's there for, right?
You know, if you can, why not, right? Both jammers recycled all the way back to turn 4. Hunter screaming for a cut, yet there was a no pass, no penalty. Oh, and Eat the Poo Poo with a great burst of speed shoots through, but not the lead jammer already taken. Jaden picking up 5 points and stuff. Big hit by one-man Wolfpack. Return gets hit by Corey Payne. Doesn't knock him out of bounds, though, so Dylan Botts has to recycle. Oh, big hit by Hunter at the front of the pack. Coach from Arizona screaming for a... Oh, and... Sorry, Michael Jensen.
Yeah,
that's all I was trying to
do.
My apologies.
His strategy worked great. Now Outcast has a power jam.
Eat the Poo Poo is sitting in the box as the power jam for Puget. Jensen's still out there. Looks like he's got time to formulate a plan with his teammates who are going to help try to break up Arizona so he can pop on through. He takes to the outside and is through. Picking up only 4 points. There was a no pass, no penalty on one.
And he waits for time to expire. So finally, time has expired, Sleazer. Looks like this is going to be 337 to 96.
Unofficially.
Unofficially. Of course, they can only go back and adjust scores one jam. So.
See, now it's 337 to 96.
So 337, 96. What a game. I think both teams can come away with some things that they can work on this. Outcasts with a great game overall, but a couple of unneeded penalties. Taking that second penalty when you get the first one, that could come back and bite them in a closer game.
Right.
Arizona, of course, probably don't want to come out and get yourself ejected from a game.
Right.
And there we go. Give it up to the
but
boys.
a handshake line,
Puget Sound.
good to see. Nothing but love between these two games. Teams.
The friendliest good game line I've ever seen.
All right, so a big congratulations, Puget Sound Outcast Derby.
Make some noise for the Arizona Rattleskates.
So again, next up on this track is going to be, I forgot what track we're on. Oh,
track
okay,
one.
It's backwards, yeah. I'm here all weekend. It's going to be Bay Area versus Atlanta. At track 2, we've got Lane County versus Austin, and then on track 3 at 6 o'clock, Wheels of Justice versus Liberty Bells. So you should stick around and check out whichever track interests you most.
Yeah, those should be a couple of very good games. And of course, don't forget to tune in to Megatron and whatever the heck that's called.
The Afterglow show?
Yeah, the Afterglow
I don't know
show.
if that's the real name. That was the
I tried to say the After Cigarette, but it wouldn't go for it. I don't want to promote smoking or anything.
less entertaining. Well, I take it that is the final score.
Yeah.
96 to 337, yeah.
So it is official. Again, Arizona put on a pretty good show. They have some items that they can work on, and Outcast also. But I think Outcast were firing on all cylinders.
Definitely.
But you got to make those small little things when it comes time to play gatekeepers, when it comes time to play your mom or New York. It's going to be those little mistakes that they're making right now that is going to stop them from getting out of the top 4. And we'll see what happens when they play Bridgetown coming up. But it's one great game. I'm Phil Dirt.